Hey, welcome. What you're about to watch is a workshop that I recorded earlier where I go over how to eliminate limiting beliefs and replace them with new empowering beliefs so that you can start building a career and a life that you love, built out of passion, built out of purpose. And it's all part of my mission as a master certified coach to help artists and creatives of all kinds live a life that is aligned, authentic, and abundant, no matter what that means to you. So I want you to settle in and enjoy. And in order to get the most out of this workshop, go to the link below and download your free PDF workbook and just follow along and go back and use it again and again. This is a tool that you can use over and over again. It's totally free. So be sure to grab that for yourself right now before we get started. And if you're new here, please subscribe and hit that notification button and say hi in the comments below so that I knew that you came by. Great to have you. Welcome. Let's go. You are in the right place if you are ready to make lasting changes rooted in possibility and in self-confidence, as opposed to worrying about what might go wrong, looking at what might be limited, all of those things that are holding you back really from creating a life and a career that you love. You are in the right place if you want to understand what a limiting belief is so that you can identify them and replace them with empowering beliefs in the future. And I'll take you through that process, both in a very logical way tonight, and then through a guided meditation as well. And if you desire a deeper understanding of your unconscious mind and how to reprogram yourself for success and empowerment. If you are new to my world, my name is Erin Vasquez, and I'm a master certified neurolinguistic programming coach, as well as a master certified timeline therapy practitioner. Timeline therapy is just a way that we remove negative emotions, remove limiting beliefs and limiting decisions in a really quick way, kind of give a reboot to our unconscious mind. And I'm also a master certified hypnotherapist. I've been doing this for over 4 years, and it's my mission to use these tools to help artists and creatives of all kinds live a life that is totally aligned, authentic, and abundant, whatever that means to them. Okay, so let's start with, what is a limiting belief? And by the way, if you got your workbook, make sure that you have it out or you have it up on your desktop. If you have it printed out, grab a pen, make sure that it's there with you so that you can take notes. If you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to grab it. It's free. It's in the link in the description, and you'll be able to grab it and just follow along. It's there for you to work through this workshop and into the future. It's something you can go back to over and over again. So what is a limiting belief? And you'll see me reading through my notes because I get really excited and I want to stay on track and respect your time. According to Dr. Adriana James in her book Timeline Therapy Made Easy, limiting beliefs are beliefs about oneself that are directly detrimental to one's personal well-being, career performance, happiness in relationships, and they could even influence all other areas of life. These can also show up as personal rules. Excuse me. These can also show up as personal rules like, people like me don't succeed, the system is stacked against me, I'm too old, young, tall, short, skinny, fat, smart, stupid to do the thing that I want to do. So there's a lot of different ways that limiting beliefs show up, and I hope that by the end of this workshop, you're able to recognize the way they show up for you much more easily, because the first step in transformation is just being aware of what it is that's holding you back. Because for so long, or for so many people, there is no awareness of what is holding us back. We just think it's fate, that it's just this way and that nothing can change at all. So, how are limiting beliefs affecting you, and why is it important that you are here, that you're doing this work, and you're watching this video? Limiting beliefs can keep you from taking action. They can keep you in a state of fear, which which prevents you from being creative, which keeps you from being successful. Let's think about how prominent fear has been in the last year. So we can remove that, okay? Limiting beliefs can prevent or substantially reduce the ability to be successful. They might have you feeling like you can't do the thing you want to do, and instilling a major lack of self-confidence. They could be keeping you stuck at a level that you know you're supposed to grow out of, but you just can't seem to for some reason. They might be having you repeating toxic relationship, health, money, and career habits and patterns, and constantly having you focus on all that could go wrong instead of everything that could go right. Those are just some of the ways that limiting beliefs might be showing up in your life. So, how can you identify limiting beliefs so that you can go ahead and change them? So, here's how I approach the idea of limiting beliefs. Everything that you believe at one point has been a decision. So when I'm going through, when I'm, when it's clear to me that it's time to make a change, pardon me, that it's time to make a change in my life, and I'm feeling resistance, or it seems like I just can't for some reason, or I'm not really willing to take action forward, I start looking at the narrative and the self talk that's going on in my head. So, for example, if you were saying to yourself, I want to start my own Etsy store, and that's a perfectly reasonable thing for anyone to want to do. It's realistic. If you run it through the SMART goals matrix and the keys to an achievable outcome matrix, you're going to find that that's completely reasonable. There should be nothing that's holding you back. But for some reason, you decide that you want to start an Etsy store, and a week goes by, 2 weeks goes by, a month goes by, 2 months goes by, and before you know it, you haven't set up an Etsy store to sell your goods, right? And what is that? Well, you might think that, oh, I'm just so busy and life got the best of me. But if you slow down for the sake of you being here and looking at this exercise, if you slow down and really look at the self talk around there, if you slow down and say, why is it? Why haven't I taken the steps to set up an Etsy store? And you might find that there are a few things out there like, oh, there's already too many people on Etsy. Okay. So say that's it. That's a belief. So if you peel that back another layer, it's there's so many people on Etsy, that means I can't succeed. So you peel that back another layer, and this requires being present and compassionate. This is not an exercise in judgment. This is an exercise in compassionate noticing about what might be holding you back, okay? So looking back and thinking like, or peeling back another layer and thinking, if it's not, if it's not, how about this? If there's other people on Etsy, then I can't succeed. Then I shouldn't be on Etsy. What's behind that? Other people might be better on Etsy. The customers are gonna like my competitors more on Etsy. Peel that back another layer. I'm not good enough. So it takes a little bit unraveling, and then you'll get to that base kind of that truth of what it really is. And hopefully you can notice how like goes from like, oh, there's already so many people on Etsy down to like, I'm not good enough, just by peeling back about 4 or 5 layers. So I invite you to be radically honest with yourself and be willing to take a look at what's really going on. If you're newer to this work, it might be a little bit confronting. It might be a little bit weird and uncomfortable to look at how that shows up for you, but I invite you again to be completely compassionate and look at it from a lens of, wow, if I allow myself to go there, I'm going to allow myself to let go of things that aren't serving me anymore. So, as you're going through this, go ahead and write it out in your workbook, pause this, get to that root belief that is really, really holding you back. Okay. So, start writing them down, start noticing them. Where do these limiting beliefs come from? From the very moment that we're brought into the world, we are the target of so many complex contradictions. For example, you might have been told to dream big and reach for the stars, but when you shared that you wanted to pursue a creative profession, you might have been told that it's difficult to make money as an artist, that artists are drug addicts, that you'll be living a life of poverty, that it's really difficult to be successful, and that it would be better, more responsible to take a safe job and go the safe route. So you might be one of those people who's a lawyer, an accountant, a you know, a barista who's taking the safe route, but every morning when you wake up, you're like, what am I doing? What am I doing? And you do it because you believe that it's the safe thing to do. So maybe you see that there's another belief to get past there, that safety is the right thing for you, or you know what I mean? Can you see how that there's an opportunity to really examine these webs of beliefs? Because those first 7 years of your life, you don't have a critical faculty. You don't have that. You don't have the ability to say, oh, that belief that this teacher is trying to give me or that my parents are trying to give me is no longer serving me. So I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to let it happen or adopt it as my own. You're in the first 7 years of your life. You don't know. And then it continues to happen and compound. And what happens, these beliefs start becoming self-evident and they reinforce themselves over and over again. So if you believe that it's difficult to make it as an artist, maybe you hold yourself back from your full expression in your art class. And then all of a sudden an art teacher is giving you a B or a C on something that you wish you would have really gone all out in. And before you know it, you're too shy to apply to the arts residency that you want to apply to. And you just find it so much easier to become a lawyer or something safe, something more logical, correct? And then you find yourself in that place where you're attending a workshop like, I need to get rid of limiting beliefs because something is not working for me. It happens for so many people. So give yourself grace and compassion for that. So we don't have that filter, and it's coming, those beliefs are coming in from all over the place. And not, this isn't to blame the education system. This isn't to blame our parents. This isn't to blame society. This is to acknowledge that there is work to be done. That's why you're here. That's why you're watching this. That's why you're listening to this. Okay. And it's almost like, it's being downloaded onto your unconscious mind. And you know that it's unconscious because previously, in order to identify that limiting belief, we had to peel back the layers a little bit one by one. You were not conscious of those of the root belief. It was hiding under all of these stories until you got to the bottom of it, right? So your unconscious mind is basically like an operating system on a computer. And most people are running around using an operating system that was installed in the first 7 years of their life. So I don't know how old you are. I am almost 40 and fabulous. Almost 40, definitely fabulous. But I know that if I were running around on the belief system that was installed between ages of 0 and 7, or I should say modified, because those first 3 years, I remember making magic happen, modified between the years of 3 and 7, shit would be weird. And it did get weird until I started studying these things and doing this work over 4 years ago. Okay. So just think about this as an upgrade to your unconscious mind, to your operating system. Okay. your unconscious mind is operating 95% of your life. So your heartbeat, your autonomous nervous system, all of your liver and your organs and all of that good stuff. Okay, so I'm going a little bit sideways, but I want you to understand where these limiting beliefs live and how important it is to do the work to kind of get to the bottom. And another thing you get to understand about the unconscious mind is that if you disconnect something, like we're going to disconnect this limiting belief, you get to replace it with something too. So a lot of times people think like, oh, okay, like I'm going to lose weight. And they don't succeed in losing weight because the unconscious mind is like, I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose. You have to think when you go on these endeavors, what am I going to gain instead? I'm going to increase strength. I'm going to increase vitality. I'm going to up my energy, whatever it is that calls to you, that gives you a really exciting charge. So same with your limiting belief. Once you identify the root limiting belief, so for the example that we used earlier, I'm not good enough, you want to find the equal and opposite and make it simple and reinstall and install that new empowering belief. So something with something like, I'm not good enough, it's you want to install, I'm good enough. I'm good enough. Your unconscious mind responds really well to simplicity. It responds really well to elegance. It's not a time to get poetic or complicated or convoluted. So I want you to either pause this and just take a second and write down the new empowering belief that you want to install when we go into this guided meditation here in a moment. Okay. So pause this, whether you're watching or listening on the podcast, go ahead and pause and let's go. All right. Now, remember also to state it in the positive. So I'm not good enough. I am good enough. I don't want to be broke. I am prosperous. I want to be rich, whatever it is. I'm too scared. I'm courageous. Always state it in the positive. Keep it simple. Keep it clear. All right, my dears. So we are going to transition from here. I highly recommend getting a glass of water. And we're going to go into a guided meditation. So at this point, what I want you to do is start settling into your space. And whether you're sitting or laying down, I'm definitely not too precious about what you do. I trust you to trust yourself and what's calling to you. I want you to be comfortable. I want you to be completely relaxed, and I want you to be uninterrupted. So if you need to go shout at someone right now and tell them that for the next 20 minutes or so, you're inaccessible, you're going to another world, you're upgrading your operating system, and in 20 minutes, you're going to reappear as an empowered, passionate, focused, enthusiastic, confident person, go tell them. This is your do not disturb announcement. Okay, now that you've done that and you've gotten your water, I want you to settle into your space. So get into your chair, get comfortable on the couch or on the bed, wherever you are. And I want you to get all your fidgets out. It's so interesting what our ego does when it senses that you're about to do an upgrade. And hold on. That you're about to do an upgrade or create an upgrade for yourself. It'll create all sorts of fidgets and kind of weird tics. So if you need to scratch your ear or sneeze or cough or itch your nose, whatever it is, it's interesting. All of a sudden I started sneezing. So this must be a good meditation coming up. I can't wait. So, all right. You got all your fidgets out. You shook it all out. I want you to close your eyes right now and just start getting into a nice, comfortable rhythm, breathing in through your nose, just noticing the breath coming in through your nose, and out through your mouth. And just focus on that circular motion, breath going in through the nose and out through the mouth, and just kind of settle in. Let everything from today go. Just let it totally go, completely settling in. And I want you to start taking a scan of your body. Just start taking a scan of your body. And I want you to start with the crown of your head, your crown chakra. And I want you to just notice it. Notice any tingling, any sensations that are going on up there. Allow it to be what it is. Just noticing it. And then notice your forehead. Continuing to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Your forehead, and let those muscles around your temples relax and around the corners of your eyes relax. And then start noticing how you can just relax your jaw bones. Relax them and let your tongue fall from the roof of your mouth. Let your mouth relax too. Any tension that you're holding on the back of your neck, go ahead and just let that go. Continuing to relax. Scanning your body, maybe your shoulders for any tension. If you feel any tension in your shoulders, just see if you can let it go now. Just see if you can relax now. Letting the tension go from your shoulders and then down through your chest. Noticing what you can notice, and if you can let any tension go, just letting it go. Continuing to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. In through your nose and out through your mouth. Continuing to let yourself relax around your chest, through your torso, around your lungs, through your stomach. Give your stomach some love. Allow that relaxation to go down through your pelvis area, your sits bones, through your thighs. Just continue to notice where you're at, just physically. The simple act of noticing is so incredibly powerful. And continue to let that relaxation go all the way down your legs, through your kneecaps, down your calves, down through your feet, through your toes, and just feel yourself let go. Well, now, what I want you to do right now is focus on your heart. Just send some love to your heart now that you're completely relaxed, and just kind of connect with your heart. This amazing organ of yours that is giving you life every single second of every single day. In fact, it was giving you life before you were even born. You never even had to ask for it. It's just been there for you, beating since before you were born, this complete miracle. And I want you to consider that you are performing miracles every second. This is your heart, your miracle. You're doing it, and you're doing it with your unconscious mind. So you know that you can trust your unconscious mind. Know that you can trust your unconscious mind in anything that comes up for you in the next couple of minutes during this guided meditation. Your unconscious mind is kind of that gut instinct. It's that upper wisdom. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that your heart should just be beating all the time. But it does. And it's beautiful. So, whatever comes up as you're connected to your unconscious mind, as you're connected to your heart, as you're connected to your truth, you can trust it as it comes up, no matter what it is. What I want you to do is bring that limiting belief that you identified a couple minutes ago to mind. Go ahead and bring up that limiting belief, and I want you to notice, what does it feel like, and where does it live in your body? What does it feel like, and where does it live in your body? Is it in your stomach? Is it in your solar plexus, which is just right above your stomach, like below your rib cage, source of power? Maybe it lives in your heart, in your chest, or in your throat. Or maybe somewhere else, completely different, your shoulders, your head. I want you to notice where it lives in your body and start noticing what it is like in your body. Does it seem like it has a circular presence, kind of a square presence? What's coming up for you? Like, what qualities does it take on? If you were to see it take on qualities inside of your body, where does it live? What is it like? What does it look like? How does it sound? How does it feel? How does it taste? What would it be saying to you? And I want you to take it, like, consider it as a physical object, or it might be an actual living thing that's coming up for you. Remember, whatever comes up for you, trust it. Trust your unconscious mind. So it might be a thing, it might be a living thing, a physical object. I want you to imagine it as that. I'll give you a second here to imagine it as that. Good job. And I want you to see if you can take it outside of your body. Take it outside of your body and take it out and hold it in front of you and just look at it. Look at this manifestation of your limiting belief that is standing before you. Just look at it. And if you can hold it, I want you to hold it. I want you to see how you can handle it and manipulate it and play with it. And as you get a hold on it, and if it's a person, if you're holding their hand or their shoulders, or if you need to shake them up a little bit, as you get a hold on it, I want you to look off into the distance. And I want you to notice that there is a bright, bright golden light. It's almost like a sun, but it's safe to look at it. It's safe to stare directly into it. And you start to notice that there's all sorts of beautiful, sparkling golden light. It's sparkling, it's clean, it's gorgeous. And you start going toward the light with this limiting belief. And you're holding the limiting belief out. And the closer you get to this light, the more and more the limiting belief gets taken away from you. It's being ripped from your hands and being sucked in to this beautiful orb of golden light. And you can't hold on to it anymore. You are letting go of the limiting belief. It's getting sucked in to this orb. It's getting sucked in, and you can see it getting sucked in, and it's disappearing and it's disappearing, and all of a sudden you can't see it. And once it's all the way in, you see an extra big flash of beautiful golden light. And you know that your limiting belief has been transformed into light, into energy, into sparkling healing properties. And it doesn't exist as it was anymore. It's gone. You have let go of your limiting belief. I want you to feel that for a second. I want you to feel that for a second. Now what I want you to notice is that you feel energized, you feel revitalized by being around this beautiful orb of bright, sparkling, shining, restorative light. You feel really, really energized. And you decide to go to a place in nature that's very special to you. And you find yourself there now. You know exactly where you need to go now. And you find yourself at this place in nature and you start walking around. And you think of the new empowering belief that you decided you want to believe instead. The new belief that is going to be operating things for you at an unconscious level, making life more easy, more joyful, more fulfilling, giving you the courage to stand in your truth. And I want you to think of a time in the future, maybe 5 minutes into the future, 5 days into the future. And I want you to think of a situation where this new empowering belief is going to be the backbone of everything that you're doing. So you're in a situation where you're creating, or maybe you're having to stand up for yourself, or maybe you're having to make a big transition or make the decision that you've been too scared to make. But now you have this new empowering belief. I want you to think of this situation and notice, what are you seeing? What are you seeing in this situation? What are you hearing? Notice what you're hearing. What do you taste? And this can be an abstraction. It could be the taste of salty air, or maybe you're drinking tea, or maybe you're celebrating with a glass of champagne. How are you feeling? What are the sensations in your body? Also, what is the self-talk habit? What is the self-talk? What is the self-talk happening inside your head right now? And I want you to feel that and bring that in to a place in your body. It can be your stomach, it can be your heart. And I want you to put your hands over that place and just know that this belief lives there now and you can access it at any time. Just know that you can do that. And I want you to feel into it for another couple of seconds. And then when you're ready, I want you to come back into the room and wake up and come on back. Congratulations. This is a really simple exercise that you can do at any time. It only took you like 20 minutes. Know that you can come back to this video or this podcast anytime that you want if you want guidance and assistance. But my biggest hope for you is that you learn how to take these tools and incorporate them and integrate them into your life and make them your own so that you can be fully empowered, that you don't need a crutch or a guru. I'm just here to teach lessons, and that you make this your own and that you give it your own personal flavor, whatever works for you. But do know that this resource is always here for you. The workbook is always there for you. And I'm always coming up with new ways for you to become more empowered, more integrated, and live more fully in your truth. So please, please, please be sure to subscribe, like, and share, and leave me a comment. And don't forget your workbook. And I will see you next time. I will see you next time. Have a great night or a great day.